This part occurred in the beginning of 1991, early. Although my thoughts were on Peter, there were shows coming up that also needed some attention. I was worried about the show for Michael, the producer, called Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance, which would open January 26 in Johannesburg's small Victory Theater. It was a variety show starring Alvan Collison, a well-known performer. The set moved into the theater Tuesday, January 15th, for 2 weeks of rehearsals. And Peter had to call in sick Monday morning, the day before, January 14th. His face was cracked and peeling from medication, and the boils on his arms and legs had gotten worse. Dr. Lackman managed to get Peter's condition more under control with different drugs, but he let us know that because of Peter's lack of immunity, he would be subject to other problems. Whenever Peter was not feeling well and had some problem or other, I would remind him that the bad times had always passed, and he must just be patient. It became more and more difficult to reassure him as the skin condition and boils, pneumonia, incontinence, headaches and fever, lack of appetite and wasting continued to return more and more often. In January, however, Peter could still recover remarkably well. I heard that the choreographer of Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance was fussing about the space for dancers on stage. Alvan was complaining that the staircase for his entrance was too small and too low. The restrictions of the height and the space of the Victory stage were not considerations for them. The finishing of the set was not complete. It needed more glitter, and Michael said there was no one for me to do it. Before the opening of Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance, I spent time at the theater trying to jazz up the set. I applied strips of silver mylar and patches of silver glitter and added a couple of colorful drapes. Alvin had become resigned to the staircase. The choreographer found ways to cope with the space. She was more concerned with difficulties with temperamental dancers. 2 nights before the opening, Peter felt like going out to see the run-through of the show. I was in the theater all afternoon adding more glitter when Michael arrived and thanked me for my work. He said the workers at the scenic shop had not finished the set because they were overworked by the casino follies. Late that afternoon, I returned home for something to eat with Peter, and we drove the short distance to the Victory Theater for the dress run-through. We arrived just before it started and sat at the back, so I'm not sure anyone knew we were there. Peter needed to go home before the show was finished. I took him home. I forgot about the opening night, never to see the show again. During the run of the show, Alvan called because he had heard Peter was ill. Peter felt better. His face had healed well, so I invited Alvan to lunch the following day. Alvan was a round, jolly man. He was not handsome, but his appearance and behavior were charming. If he had suffered an unhappy life, he might have been a clown. He entertained us during his visit with tales about disasters and characters in the theater, and I began to appreciate his big heart. After the show closed and he returned to Cape Town, he continued to inquire about Peter. In July, we were amused when we heard about Alvin's experience as a cabaret singer aboard a sinking cruise ship. We could laugh because no one had died. We could imagine what it would have been like to be in a lifeboat with Alvan. And he came to visit me 2 or 3 times to New York. Oh, what a character. Getting all of his luggage up 6 flights and then getting it down. He bought lots of tapes and what did we have? CDs? Yeah, I don't remember what we had then, but a lot of stuff and books. And I don't know how he would get. I put him on a taxi. I said, I must go with you. How are you going to get on the plane? No problem. So, yeah, probably not.